he defines worldliness by its definition as anything that constitutes enjoyment of a luxury, a tana'um. It doesn't matter if one has ownership of a worldly thing or if one does not have ownership of a worldly thing. Ownership is barely considered. What it is if one's indulging it. So I might indulge in a worldly enjoyment, food, clothing, etc., but I don't necessarily have to have ownership of it in the first place. So to explain why enjoyment of this world or enjoying luxury in this world is problematic, he starts with the idea that there are 5 things that remain with the human being after death. These are knowledge of God, righteous acts, a purified heart, intimacy with God's remembrance, and in the end, love of God. So any aspect, any engagement with this world with the intention, at the minimal level, I should say, any engagement with this world at the minimal level with the intention of achieving one of these 5 things, that does not constitute this world. In fact, that is part of the hereafter. That is part of the al-akhirah. Anything more than the bare essential, but the bare necessities, or anything not done with one of these 5 things in mind, that constitutes indulgence, self-indulgence, and a tana'um, or enjoying luxury in this world. From there, this leads then into the 4th subsection of the book, which, like I said, is a historical / sociological narrative that explains how the 3 essential needs of the human being for food, clothing, and shelter, how these give rise to all human vocations and trades. And like I said, I found this to be particularly interesting. So from these 3 essential needs to survive, these produce the 5 fundamental human occupations, which are farming, herding, foraging, weaving, and construction. Now, there's some corollary trades as well that go along with these, but these are the 5 fundamental things. Then there are the secondary trades that exist to provide security so that these 5 fundamental trades can exist. So here we're talking specifically that to meet these security needs, we need soldiers or military personnel. These in turn require tax administrators and collectors in order to transfer wealth from other people to these security personnel. And finally, this whole larger system requires administration and political leadership at the top of the hierarchy. The point here, so Al-Ghazali goes into quite some depth on how these trades came about, leading from the 3 fundamental human needs to the 5 fundamental occupations. And he says the complexity of this system leaves people confused about the true purpose of life, why we are in existence in this world. So the whole system is rather confusing, and this confusion leads people away from the larger purpose.